Hi guys, my name is Albert and let's review some sci-fi. Today I will be reviewing the 2014 Spanish-Bulgarian sci-fi Automata, and this was directed by Gabe Ibanez and stars Antonio Banderas, Birgitte Sørensen, Melanie Griffith, Dylan McDermott, Robert Forster and Tim McInnerny. This sci-fi is set in the year 2044. The sun has irradiated most of the planet, so 99.8% of the human race have been killed. The remaining survivors now dwell in the last remaining cities on the planet. Within these cities, they have built and designed a robot helper known as the Pilgrim. Now, this Pilgrim was built to both help them in their domestic lives and to reclaim the planet, which is now turned to desert. Now, this is where Jacq Vaucan's character comes into it. He's played by Antonio Banderas, and he is an insurance agent for ROC, Robotic Corporations, which represents these robots. Now, his job is to discover whether or not these robots are breaking or violating the prime protocols. 1. A robot cannot harm a human. 2. A robot cannot repair or upgrade itself. Now, during a routine investigation, he discovers something that has consequences for both his family and for the human race. Now, what did I think of this film? Well, I actually really like this film. It's heavily compared to a lot of other sci-fis like iRobot, Blade Runner, and it takes certain elements from the Asimov rules for AI. But I like this film. I thought Antonio Banderas was a refreshing sci-fi lead protagonist. He brings a lot of heart to this role. I was quite surprised that this film didn't do better in the box office. It had a very low budget, but it seemed to have no effect on this movie. Not really. The Pilgrim robots, wonderfully designed. I felt they were quite realistic in how they moved and how they were designed and how they looked. And I love the colouring they chose for the robots. The emergence of the artificial intelligence within the robot is very simplistic. It's not over the top. And yeah, the interaction between the humans and the robot, very cool. The concept overall, the storyline with how the planet has been scorched by radiation, it's a possible scenario. We're always told this scenario can kind of happen. A couple of solar flares here and there and we have no planet. Very like, I will admit, like Blade Runner and iRobot and stuff like that. It is a combination of these things, but you never feel that much about them characters in them movies. But in this, I actually cared about Antonio Banderas' character. So I think it beats them movies in certain ways. Like, I didn't really care if Harrison Ford died in Blade Runner. Who cared if Will Smith died in iRobot? No one cared. No one cared, Will. I'm sorry, no one cared. You had a cool robot arm, that was it. But this, I think it's primarily down to his unique acting style. It had a lot of heart to it. A lot of heart. With the low budget, apparently, it beats most of the high budget sci-fis which I've seen lately. I'm quite passionate about this movie. I like this movie a lot. Now, what rating will I give this film? I'm going to give this film a solid 7 out of 10. Mostly because of Antonio Banderas' performance, which I thought was wonderful. I like the character of Birgitte Sørensen, who plays his wife. Now, I wish she had been developed a bit more because the relationship between the husband and the wife would have been a lot more closer coming to the end of the film, more so than it was. It loses points primarily because, well, just the way the other characters were portrayed in the film. Mostly the guys who had designed the robots who want to destroy the artificial intelligence. even though in my mind they have discovered the key to humans surviving this horrible, horrible world that's full of radiation. That's my review of Automata, and as always I have placed the trailer in the description bar below. And if you like what you see and you like what you hear, subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you guys next time.